So for the first time in my YouTube career, I'm gonna tell some of you guys to leave this video, because if you haven't watched Spider-Man No Way Home, then you're better off just fucking off right now, watching the movie and then coming back. So at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, we're met with this song.
3, that's a magic number. Yes, it is. It's the magic number.
So I saw a lot of the people on TikTok talking about how good the song placement is, especially because the movie revolves around. So I thought it'd be cool to kind of talk about the song and the story behind the song, because it is actually pretty cool. And towards the end, I can also explain why it's not on streaming services. But before that, I want to talk about the song. The song The Magic Number was made by the hip hop group DeLaSoul, who happened to be one of my favorite rap groups. And for those who don't know about DeLaSoul, basically their thing was that they were themselves.
Plug one style and my plug one spectacle. You say plug 1 and 2 are hippies nowhere, not that's pure plug 4.
They didn't pretend to be gangsters or be flashy, and if anything, they were more nerdy than anything.
Except that, but I was like, these guys are really nerdy. Probably with the exception of Mace. Mace was always like the I'll beat you up type kind of guy. Real nice, but you don't mess with him.
But that's just who they were. And they have a really unique sound. Like, you can really listen to colors when you listen to these guys. Their sound is so unique that it would have its own name, the Daisy Age. Although they were probably not the biggest name to the mainstream audience, as their biggest song, Me, Myself, and I, would only peak at 39.
It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I.
Everybody that was in hip-hop was influenced and knew about DeLaSoul. They would release their first album in 1989, and it will be called 3 Feet High and Rising.
What to say, Mace?
And as a fun fact, this album would get its recognition from Marvel themselves. When Marvel did the hip-hop variant comics where they would pay homage to hip-hop covers, this would be one of the ones that were highlighted. And in editing this video, I found out they have a Teen Titans episode as well, so that's pretty cool.
Nah, I'm good.
Man, I ain't going in there.
Is that even safe?
But anyways, going back to DeLaSoul and their first album. Considering this wasn't the streaming era, most people's idea of what DeLaSoul was going to be based on this album.
The Daisy Age, you're about to walk top stage, so wipe your lottos on the mat.
And that's where the song The Magic Number comes in. See, DeLaSoul, as you might be able to guess, consisted of 3 members. Plug 1 would be Pos the Noose.
The noose. Pos is backwards for sop, and the noose is backwards for sound.
Plug 2 would be Trugoy the Dove, or Trugoy for short.
Trugoy the dove. Trugoy is yogurt backwards.
And plug 3 would be Meso.
And Mace actually means making a soul effort.
So they kick off the album with a quick little skit.
Following contestants. How are you doing, contestants?
All right. That's right.
And it was in this game show setting where they would all introduce themselves. And there was no better way to follow that up than with this song.
3, that's a magic number.
And this song is so dope with the added context, because not only is it a cool groove, the lyrics are kind of hard.
Casually see but don't do like a soul, cause seeing and doing are actions for monkeys. Doing hip hop hustle, no rock and roll, unless your name's Brewster, cause Brewster's a punk.
They're not anything complex, but they basically state who they are and what they're here for. Like, they talk about how important it is that it is 3 of them.
Now you may try to subtract it, but it just won't go away. 3 times 1.
What is it? 1, 2,
That's a magic number.
And it's really the type of track that entices you to stick around. And that's why I like that they used it for Spider-Man, because it is kind of like in the same vein. Because the movie, towards the end at least, focuses heavy on teamwork, and it really wouldn't have been possible without the trees. I just said tree. I usually don't say that. It's like my original accent. No, it wouldn't be possible without the 3 Spider-Man. And again, most people are not overanalyzing it, and they're just having fun with the song because it is a fun song, and they just saw probably one of the greatest movies of all time. Let's be honest here. At least for a casual movie viewer, that shit went hard. I'm probably taking Into the Spider-Verse over that in terms of like Spider-Man movie. And you know what? People did react to De La Soul in the same way back in the 80s. They might have not been the most mainstream thing, but the album went platinum, which is pretty good for a hip hop group that's going against the mainstream in the 80s. And I'd argue that if De La Soul came out today, they would be one of the biggest acts in hip hop, especially with people like Tyler the Creator. And the style that they have as well, there's a reason why people are gravitating towards this song when they just saw No Way Home. You know what I mean? But unfortunately for De La Soul fans, their music is not on streaming services. This is mainly to do with the fact that they signed a bad contract in the 80s, like most artists do. But this contract was so bad that like when you bring up De La Soul, it's usually because you're bringing up their contract and their situation and how fucked up it is. But let's stop focusing on negatives here. See, the label that they were signed to was recently purchased. The good news is that according to De La Soul, sometime in the near future, we should be expecting to get those songs back on streaming services. So hopefully for De La Soul, this can mean a resurgence in their popularity. And for me and you, we can hopefully enjoy De La Soul digitally, not on YouTube though. Anyways, if you liked the video, I guess like the video or subscribe or do something, you know, comment, talk about No Way Home, you know, do whatever you want. I don't care.